What's going on, people? This is a meme that someone posted on Facebook. It's a question that they posed. Should women go to prison for falsely accusing a man of rape? I want to ask that same question on here, and I want to go a little further. Should women go to prison or be arrested for falsely accusing men of fathering their child, of getting them pregnant? Should females that pin babies on men because they have the right to pick and choose who their child's father should be, so they lie to this man and tell this man that I'm pregnant by you, when in reality they are fully aware that another man that may even be incarcerated is really the child's father, but they pin the baby on you for whatever reason? So should women go to prison for lying on men, falsely accusing them of rape and falsely accusing them of fathering their child? So feedback and tell me what you think. But before I end, I want to thank all of my new subscribers on my Fearless J 1111 channel. I don't know what happened. I don't know if someone posted a video, because there's one video that has now over 54,000 views. In the last, I say, 3 days, I've been bombarded with comments. I have been bombarded with subscriptions, which I highly appreciate. And I really didn't expect that video to go viral yet like that. So I'm not sure if they posted it on some website, maybe World Star Hip Hop or whatever, but whoever posted that video, I thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And it's a lot of young people that's subscribing to me. But I want to say to these young people that I really appreciate your subscription. But I talk about different topics, and a lot of topics that I speak on, sometimes they're not really that popular. It go against the grain. And sometimes in life, you have to go against the grain to stand on your own principles. Don't always be quick to follow the crowd. Now, the video that they're watching is the one where the girl was acting thuggish and she was criticizing somebody for buying something from Target, and then you had the little thug female sitting in the car, and the female was saying, "You got a gun, shoot me. You get blown out," or something to that effect. That's the video that took off. And again, like I said, somebody must have, posted it on some channel or a website. I don't know. But whoever posted that, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. And I'm really thankful for all of the hundreds of new subscribers that I got on that channel. And it's like, I'm being bombarded with new subscriptions. But understand, when you subscribe to my channel, there's gonna be some touchy topics that I speak on. And especially when it comes to black women. Now, I wanna make it perfectly clear that I don't hate black women. I love black women. The only women I've dated in my life are so-called black women. But I speak on topics where I feel black women can change, because I grew up in a completely and totally different era than the time period we're living in now. The time period we're living in now is foreign to me. It's strange to me. the mindset is something that I thought I would never live to see. So you have to excuse me sometime for my old-fashioned ways. And I really appreciate being old-fashioned, because me coming up in the 60s, I've seen things, I've experienced things that none of you had ever seen or experienced. And even when it comes to experiencing things like racism, and I didn't mean to get on this topic, but a lot of young people need to hear this. When it comes to experiencing things, you guys may experience racism or things that's perceived as racism or discrimination. In my eyes, in my point of view, racism and discrimination compared to what I had to deal with at that time, or what people that came up along and before me had to deal with, is not the same as the racism and discrimination today. So it may seem like a big thing to you, but to me, I'm looking at it like from a totally different perspective, because of the fact that we as a people have come so far, you know, to be still existing in the past. So when I hear things like Black Lives Matter, because Black lives do matter, but I look at, for example, abortion. Those unborn babies, their lives matter. They have no choice. They have no voice. You know, when it comes to black on black murder, and I know a lot of black people don't like to talk about this. They only like to talk about the racism and discrimination they feel that they're getting. But what about those bereaving parents, the mother, the brothers, the sisters, the family members, the friends, the loved ones that lost a family member or a loved one from street violence, gang violence? You know, think of how they felt. Think how you feel or how you felt when you lost a loved one. Now, I have 2 sons, right? And I had to deal with their emotions coming up, because they have friends, they met people, they bonded with people, and then they tell me, like, Dad, my friend just died. I had just finished talking to him on Facebook, or I had just seen her in the store, and I can't believe my friend died. That's something I never had to deal with coming up. See, so we live in 2 different time periods. Although we're in 2019, my mindset and my experiences are different than yours. So when I make videos on certain topics and it offend people, it's not meant to offend. It's just meant to help you guys understand a different perspective. There's young people that say they would love to be able to go back in time and live in the 70s. They want to live in the time that I lived in, when there was peace. We didn't have to worry about going to the park. We didn't have to worry about, you know, drive-by shootings. We didn't have to worry about the nonsense that they deal with today. And the TV shows, the music was completely different. It was real. So there's young people that want to go back to, or want to be able to experience the 70s, because they see TV shows from the 70s, old TV shows, and they look at that and say, well, my family don't sit around the table and eat meals, right? Whereas nowadays, that's almost non-existent. So if I make video topics that offend, don't attack me personally, because I'm only speaking according to my experiences from the 60s on up. You're dealing with the experiences you have from, like, say 1990 up or after. Okay, so again, I welcome you guys to the channel. I don't know where that video is shared. I'll put the link on the bottom here so people that don't know when I'm talking about what video I'm referencing, because I have other channels that I post this video. So on my Fearless 2005, I'm just thinking out loud, Spooky, Elite. I'm gonna also post this, so if you don't know what video I'm talking about, I'm gonna post that video on the bottom. And I've read comments where young ladies say, how could you laugh at this woman like that? You know, it's about making choices in life. You know, I laugh sometimes to keep from crying, because I see how time has changed. I've seen how we're in 2019, there's like a lack of moral values, you know, especially when it comes to issues like abortion, you know, transgenderism, all this LGBTQ, XYZ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I never had to deal with that. I was never forced to have to call a man a she. And if I don't call he a she, then I'd be punished for that. See, that's violating my life. I can't take 58 years of experience and just forget about it. So when people tell me that I'm discriminating, I'm misogynist, I'm homophobic, and you start coming at me with different catchphrases of this time, to me that's strange, because don't try, you want me to respect you, but you refuse to respect the era I came up in. I'm old-fashioned. I'm gonna remain old-fashioned. See, I'm not gonna change. I don't easily submit. And for young people, I think that, like Martin Luther King says, if a man is not willing to die for what he believes in, that man is not fit to live, right? So stand on your own personal principles. You know, there's people that's gonna disagree with you, but that's all right. I've seen situations where people stood up for a purpose and then someone bullied them or attacked them. A lot of people just start, oh, you're a horrible person, you're bad, so what you're saying, and then the person, you know, back down. They submitted. Never submit to that. If you're in the right, if you're doing right, if you're supporting righteousness, stand firm on that. And don't be so quick to just give in to this system, because we're living in a system, man, that's designed to destroy all of us. See, they make it appear like they're on your side and they're fighting for you, they're supporting you, and they're creating laws to support your rights to choose. But in reality, behind the curtain, their motive is to destroy you by giving you what you want or what you think you want. So again, like I say, a lot of things that I talk about, you know, people are gonna disagree with me. There's people that's gonna disrespect me, you know, but that's all a part of you looking in the mirror at yourself. If you look in the mirror at yourself and you can disrespect an elder that's trying to give you some jewels to help you, to strengthen you, to make you a better person, and you in turn attack that person, it says a lot about you as an individual person. And that also sheds light on your future if you don't change. But I didn't mean to get into that. I apologize. I really appreciate all of the new subscribers, especially young people. I love young people. I do. It's like, even in the ministry, man, it's like the ministry, when I was working in the ministry, that's what I work with young people. Even before I started ministering, I was working in group homes, you know, where children was placed in children's centers or detention centers, you know. And a lot of it wasn't their fault. A lot of it had a lot to do with their surroundings when they was growing up, their parents, you know. So I dealt with a lot of these children that had hurt, you know, they had homegrown hurt in them, and so much was bottled up inside them. I remember, and I'm gonna close the video out because I didn't mean to go this route, but what's said is said. It's probably meant to be said. And you're gonna notice that my videos are unscripted. I don't have something written down that I have to say. Everything is coming off the top of my dome, right? Everything is coming from inside, right? But I remember me, a couple of friends of mine. If some of y'all have watched my videos in the past, Professor Iself, we did this. We was invited to speak at this engagement at this school with a lot of immigrants, especially like Africans. You know, a lot of Africans, and them dealing with bullying from Americans, you know, calling them African booty scratchers, all these names. And I'm a person that I'm used to speaking to extremely large crowds. You know, I'm used to standing in front of large crowds. I've traveled, I spoke to like probably millions of people, okay? But this one particular time, it was different because I had in mind what I wanted to say or the subject I wanted to talk about. And after Professor Isel spoke and a couple of people spoke, I stood up and I looked in the face of these young people. And the minute I opened my mouth and started speaking, tears just started coming. I couldn't even control the tears, man, because it's almost like I saw their future. It's like I had a vision. A vision just came before my face and I saw their future. And it's not good. And Professor Isel, they like looked at me like, what? You know, what's going on with Fearless here, man? And it just like, I saw these young people's face, man. And it's like I saw their future just that quick. A vision came and I saw them. And I couldn't help but to weep for them, man. Because times are changing. And you think that the government or your political party is giving you rights to be free. But in reality, they're enslaving you. They're giving you the tools to enslave yourself by the choices and decisions that you make in life. Now, I'm not sure how many young people that newly subscribed to me is going to watch this video, but make this one viral, you know, because there's a lot of hurting young people out there. And that's always been my ministry, is working with young people to evangelize. So if I say something that offends you, just kind of like, and you have a right to free speech, man. So some of y'all may curse me out. That's cool. I still love y'all, right? But when I make a video, things I say is only to help you, not to hurt you. And to be perfectly honest, I hate no one. I just deal with your deeds, your actions, your choices. But back to the original intent of this video. Should women go to prison for falsely accusing a man of rape or fathering her child? So feedback, tell me what you think. Until next time, I'm Fearless.